Good morning, everybody. Let me introduce our group. We are from the 8th group. I am Sarah Nur Kolbi as the host, and this is my member. Say hi, Diani Hasri,
Halo.
Mahayu,
Halo.
and Yunang Wijaya. Today, will be discussion about regular examination and past future tense. Okay, let's start.
Oke, baik. Ya. Baik, kita lanjut dengan conversation percakapan. Di sini ada dokter, perawat, keluarga perawat, dan juga dokter, perawat, pasien, dan juga keluarga pasien. Kedengaran ya? Halo.
Terdengar, Kang.
Baik, kita mulai. Dokter. Good morning, Natalia. Today you will be my assistant to examine patient in room 102.
Yes, doctor. Nurse Rose just told me 5 minutes ago. She told me that today we are going to examine Sheila White, a patient in room 102 who suffered typhus.
Yes, that's right. Have you prepared all of the needed medical equipment?
Yes, doctor. I have prepared them.
Okay, good. Let's just go to room 102.
Okay, doctor.
The doctor and nurse Delia walked to room 102.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you feeling better? Is there any progress with your condition?
Yes, doc. I'm feeling better. I just feel a bit weary. Is that normal, doc?
Yes, that's normal. This is not a big problem. Do you feel nauseous?
Yes, doc. I feel a bit nauseous, but it's not as bad as the first time I came here.
Okay. How about your stomach? Does it still hurt?
Not really, doc.
How strong is the pain? Let's say in a 1 to 10 scale. How would you describe the intensity of the pain?
Between 1 and 2, doc.
Is the pain continuous or does it come and go?
It comes and goes.
All right. Next, Delia, please check her temperature in blood pressure.
Okay, doctor.
Nurse Delia checked her temperature and blood pressure.
Finishes, doctor.
Okay, thank you. Let me check them. After I check, your blood pressure is 120 80 and your temperature is 36 Celsius. I can diagnose that your condition is getting better. Yeah, your blood pressure is normal and your body temperature is also normal.
Does it mean I can go home today, doc?
I don't think so. You still need intensive treatment. Yeah. Let's see if there is any progress tomorrow. You might go home.
All right. Okay, doc.
Yes, please.
Okay, doc. Thank you.
By the way, how about the service here, mom? Is there any complaint about that?
I'm very satisfied about the service here. The doctor and the nurse are very friendly and kind. The facility is so good.
All right, thank you. If you need help, don't hesitate to make the nurse call. I will be ready to help and assist you.
Thank you very much, nurse.
Okay, then I need to visit another person. Yeah, hopefully you can recover soon. Good morning. Okay,
Amin. Thank you so much, Dok. Good morning.
Nah, baik, ini alat-alat yang digunakan oleh orang-orang medis ya, terutama kita sebagai perawat. Ada alat EKG ya, terus ada vaksin break, ini kulkas vaksin ya, ada RABPM, ada oxygen lampu untuk di ruang bedah ya biasanya. Ada blood pressure monitor, alat tensi atau alat untuk mengukur tekanan darah ya, ada ear irrigation system, terus ada spirometri, sama ear thermometer atau alat untuk mengukur suhu melalui telinga. Terus di sini ada kiroterapi ya, terus ada surgery couch, tempat baring untuk bedah ya, ada Doppler, ya, terus ada vacuum autoclave, ada pulsi oximeter atau alat untuk mengukur kadar oksigen dalam darah ya, terus ada scales ya, terus ada otoscope set.
Lanjut, medical supplies. Yang pertama itu ada term dan meaning. Antiseptik. Antiseptic liquid use sterilize the surface of the skin. Bandage, a cloth covering that is placed over a wound to prevent bleeding, swelling, and infection. Bandage scissors are used to cut bandages. Blood pressure monitor, a tool that measures the force of blood flow through a person's body. Dressing, protective, covering that is placed over one. Elastic tape, a thin roll of stretchy material that is sticky on one side. A card, a poster of letter, word, and number combination of various sizes used to test a person IC. Forceps, instrument used during operation and medical procedures. Gauze, thin leaded material used for dressing wounds. Hypodermic needle, sharp-pointed metal piece that pricks the skin, used for taking blood or administering medicine. IP bag, the pouch that contains liquid to be pumped into a patient body. Medicine cup, small plastic measuring cup. Microscope, equipment that makes small things appear larger than they are. Otoscope, a device used for looking into patient ears. Oxygen mask, equipment that fits over the nose and mouth and supplies oxygen. Privacy screen, an object that is used to separate to doctor and patient from other in an open room. Scales, a device that measures a person with. Stethoscope, equipment for listening to a person's heart and lungs. String, a cylinder shaped device that attached to a needle and can be filled with liquid. Table and headrest paper that is placed on external table or headrest to prevent the spread of germs. Test tube, a cylinder that is filled with blood or other liquid and can be kept and placed in a storage area. Thermometer, an instrument used to check a person's body temperature. via a small bottle or container used for storing liquid.
Okay, thank you, Dani. And next, language focus, nominal versus verbal sentence. Each term of the predicate and list can be divided into two groups, verbal sentence and nominal sentence. Jadi di dalam bahasa Inggris ini ada dua kalimat, yaitu kalimat nominal dan kalimat verbal. Nah, sekarang now verbal sentence. Verbal sentence is sentence where the predicate is verb. Sentence, predicate is verb. Predikatnya adalah kata kerja. For the example, she likes playing chess. She always studies hard every day. I drank a cup of tea this morning. Subject, predikat. Predikatnya drank. It's the verb. Next. Positive verbal sentence. This sentence is also called affirmative sentence. We go to school by motorcycle every day. I went to school by bus yesterday. I have 3 cute kittens. Negative verbal sentence. This sentence is indicated by the use of do, or does, or did plus not before the verb. I don't like going to school by bus. I didn't go anywhere last weekend. She doesn't like coffee. For the interrogative verbal sentence, this sentence is also called question sentence. It is indicated by the use of do, or does, did at the beginning of the sentence and is indicated by the use of question mark. This is question mark at the end sentence. For example, do you like cooking? Does she go to school by bus every day? You go somewhere this weekend? This is nominal sentence. Kalau tadi verbal sentence, sekarang nominal sentence. Nominal sentence is a sentence that the predicate is not verb. Nominal, no, not a verb. She, he, it. Biasanya nominal sentence ini kalimat predikatnya bukan verb tapi to be. Makanya she, it menggunakan is. Untuk pastennya was. I menggunakan am. Untuk pastennya was. They, we are menggunakan are. Pastennya menggunakan were. Kalau tadi I drank langsung, kalau ini I am. Kira-kira seperti itu. Nah, untuk positif nominal sentence, misalnya the scenery is beautiful. Negatifnya he is not a junior high school student. Interrogatif nominalnya is she a smart student? Positif nominalnya I am a nurse in big hospital. Negatifnya I am not sure they will come here student. Interrogative, are you a nurse in that hospital? Lanjut. Okay.
Continue. E. Reading. Cancer is a class of disease characterized by out-of-control cell growth. There are over 100 different types of cancer, and each is classified by the type of cell that is initially affected. Cancer harms the body when the make cell divide uncontrollably to form lumps or masses of tissue called tumors. except in the case of leukemia where cancer prohibits normal blood function by abnormal cell division in the bloodstream. Tumors can grow and interfere with the digestive, nervous, and circulatory symptoms, and they can release hormones that alter body function. Tumors that stay in one spot and demonstrate limited growth are generally considered to be benign. Cancer symptoms are quite varied and depend on where the cancer is located, where it has spread, and how big the tumor is. Some cancers can be felt or seen through the skin alone on the breast or testicle can be an indicator of cancer in those locations. Skin cancer, melanoma, is often not by a change in a wear or mold on the skin. Next, some oral cancer presents white patches inside the mouth on white spots on the tongue. Other cancers have symptoms that are less physically apparent. Some brain tumors tend to present symptoms early in the disease as they affect important cognitive function. Pancreas cancer are usually too small to cause symptoms until they cause pain by pushing against nerves or interfere with liver function to cause a yellowing of the skin and eyes called jaundice. Symptoms also can be created as a tumor grows and pushes against organs and blood vessels. Early detection of cancer can greatly improve the odds successful treatment, and survival physicians use information from symptoms and several other procedures to diagnose cancer. Imaging techniques such as X-ray, CT scan, MRI scans, PET scans, and ultrasound scans are used regularly in order to detect where our tumor is located and what organ may be affected by it. Doctors may also conduct an endoscopy, which is a procedure that uses a thin tube with a camera and light at one end to look for abnormalities inside the body. Next, jadi di sini adalah menceritakan sebuah kanker. Nah, kanker ini adalah kelas penyakit yang ditandai dengan pertumbuhan sel yang tidak terkendali. Ada lebih dari 100 jenis kanker yang berbeda dan masing-masing klasifikasikan berdasarkan jenis sel yang awalnya terkena. Kanker membahayakan tubuh ketika sel-sel yang rusak membelah dan tak terkendali dari gumpalan atau massa jaringan yang disebut tumor. Kecuali dalam kasus leukemia, di mana kanker menghambat fungsi darah normal dengan pembelahan sel abnormal dalam aliran darah. Tumor dapat tumbuh dan mengganggu sistem pencernaan kita, serta syaraf dan peredaran darah juga dapat melepaskan hormon yang mengubah fungsi tubuh. Tumor yang tinggal di suatu tempat dan menunjukkan pertumbuhan yang terbatas umumnya dianggap jinak. Nah, gejala kanker ini juga cukup beragam, tergantung di mana kanker itu berada. Penyebarannya pun seberapa besar tumornya. Beberapa kanker dapat disarankan atau terlihat melalui kulit, benjolan pada payudara atau testis dapat menjadi indikator kanker di lokasi tersebut. Kanker kulit, melanoma sering ditandai dengan perubahan kutil atau tahi lalat pada kulit. Beberapa kanker mulut menghadirkan bercak putih di dalam mulut atau bintik-bintik putih di lidah. Kanker lain memiliki gejala yang kurang terlihat secara fisik. Beberapa tumor otak cenderung menunjukkan gejala pada awal yang menimbulkan gejala sampai rasa sakit dengan menekan syaraf di dekat atau mengganggu fungsi hati yang menyebabkan kulit dan mata menguning yang disebut penyakit kuning. Gejalanya juga dapat muncul saat tumor tumbuh dan menekan organ dan pembuluh darah. Deteksi dini kanker ini dapat meningkatkan kemungkinan keberhasilan pengobatannya untuk kelangsungan hidup. Dokter pun menginformasikan dari gejala beberapa prosedur lain untuk mendiagnosis kanker. Tekniknya itu seperti pemeriksaan sinar X, CT scan, MRI scan, dan PET scan, juga ultrasound scan yang digunakan secara teratur untuk mendeteksi di mana letak tumor dan organ apa yang mungkin terpengaruh olehnya. Dokter juga dapat melakukan endoskopi, yaitu prosedur yang menggunakan tabung tipis dengan kamera dan lampu di salah satu dan untuk mencari kelainan dalam tubuh. Next. Yang mau coba? Ayo teman-teman.
Angel deh.
Nomor 6. Ya, boleh Angel, silakan.
Paragraph 2. Paragraph 2. Skin cancer is often not by chance in a word or mole on the skin lines 3. Paragraph 2, line 3.
Oke, Angel. Betul? Terima kasih, Angel.
Iya.
Oke, next. Slide, Colby. Kita masuk vocabulary. Di sini ada lump, yaitu gumpalan atau bengkak pada leher. Ada yang number 2, tisu, yaitu jaringan. Number 3, digestive, itu pencernaan yang berkaitan dengan pencernaan. Number 4, nervous, yaitu gelisah atau gugup. Number 5, circulatory symptom, yaitu sistem peredaran darah. Ada number 6, benign, yaitu lunak atau tidak berbahaya. Number 2, testicle, yaitu buah pelir atau biji kemaluan, maaf. Number 8, wart, kutil. Number 9, mole, tahi lalat. Number 10, patches, yaitu potongan kecil atau di bagian mata adanya. Next. Di sini F, health, illness, and disease vocabulary. Number 1, pain. Feeling in your body when you have been hurt or when you are ill or sick. Example 1, she feels a strong pain in her neck and shoulder. Number 2, she will take the medicine to relieve the pain. Number 2, ada H, is continuous pain, feel a continuous pain. Example 1, my mother can't sleep because her head itches so bad. Number 2, I don't think I can go with you to the supermarket. I have a terrible headache. Number 3, ill, is suffering from an illness. This is not feeling well. 6. Example 1, my older sister is ill in Bunda Hospital. Number 2, the people start to feel in an hour after the dinner. Number 4, 6, is physically or mentally ill, wanting to vomit. Example, number 1, I feel very sick. I don't think I can go to campus today. Number 2, don't forget to take the vitamin unless you want to get sick. Next, number 5, sore is painful and often red because of infection or because a muscle has been used too much. Exam number 1, I will eat pork. Signs, I have a sore throat. Number 2, his feet were sore after the exercise. Next, dilanjut sama Sarah Nur Colby.
Thank you Mahayu. Karena ini banyak, nanti teman-teman bisa lihat sendiri di slide yang saya kasih. Kita lanjut. Ini sekitar ada 38 poin sampai prescription. And the last material is past future tense. Suara saya terdengar?
Jelas.
Okay, past future tense. It is used to express the idea that in the past an action or event predicted, planned, promised, accept or obligate to be done in the future of past. Doesn't matter if the idea is correct or not. Maksudnya adalah sebentar. Maksudnya sebentar ya. Aduh, mana lagi anjing? Aduh, mana ya? Aduh. Oh ya, di sini nih. Nah, maksudnya adalah ini digunakan untuk menyatakan gagasan bahwa di masa lalu suatu tindakan atau peristiwa telah diprediksi, direncanakan, dijadikan, diharapkan, atau wajib dilakukan di masa lalu. Tidak peduli apakah gagasan itu benar atau salah. Nah, kelihatan nggak? Masih kelihatan nggak sih?
Nah,
time signal udah terlihat?
Sudah,
Colby.
Time signal yang biasa digunakan pada past future tense itu adalah untuk mengetahui kalimat yang sedang dibicarakan menggunakan tenses apa. Dapat dikenali dengan melihat konteks serta keterangan waktu yang digunakan. Biasanya past future tense ini menggunakan keterangan waktu yesterday, last week, last month, last year, the next day, the next before, the week before, and the month before. Lalu fungsi past future tense ini, yang pertama, untuk menyatakan rencana di masa lampau, namun faktanya tidak pernah terjadi. Misalnya, tidak pernah terjadi atau gagal ya. Misalnya, we should go to Jakarta last month. Kita harus pergi ke Jakarta bulan lalu, namun kenyataannya tidak jadi pergi atau gagal pergi. Lalu yang kedua, menyatakan kejadian yang tidak terjadi di masa lampau karena syaratnya tidak terpenuhi. If Danu studies hard, he will pass the exam. Seandainya Danu belajar dengan giat, maka dia akan lolos. Namun kenyataannya, Danu ini tidak lolos. Karena ada syarat yang tidak terpenuhi, yaitu tidak belajar dengan giat. Lalu ada permintaan secara sopan atau would. Biasanya penggunaan would ini digunakan digunakan untuk kalimat yang lebih sopan gitu. Biasanya kalau kita menyebutkan can you help me itu kurang sopan gitu, yang lebih sopannya banget would gitu. Kayak, would you help me please? Bisakah kamu membantu saya? Lalu yang keempat ada tindakan yang menjadi keharusan atau should. We should study hard to pass the exam. Kita seharusnya belajar lebih giat untuk lolos tes. Itulah fungsi-fungsi dari future tense. Lalu ada rumusnya. Memiliki dua bentuk yang berbeda sebenarnya. Pertama merupakan bentuk lampau modal shall or will, Sehingga penggunaan pada past future tense menjadi bentuk should and would. Keduanya merupakan bentuk lampau dari kata kerja bantu be, yaitu am, is, are, menjadi was, were, dan ditambah going to. Would not bisa menjadi wouldn't. Begitupun should not bisa menjadi shouldn't. Nah, rumusnya yang positif, subject plus should or would plus bar infinitive. Misal, Mr. President would speak to the people. Untuk yang negatif, atau subject was, were, going to, bar infinitive. She was going to read a new book. As subject plus should not plus bar infinitive, Mr. President would not speak to the people. Or as subject plus was or were, not going to bar infinitive, berarti she was not going to read a new book. Or for the interrogative, tinggal dibalik aja should or would-nya, plus subject plus bar infinitive, berarti would Mr. President speak to the people? Or was, were, plus subject plus going to plus bar infinitive, was she going to read a new book? Begitu kira-kira. Ada contoh kalimat lagi, misalnya untuk yang positif. He should be in Banten next month. Negatifnya, he should not be, ada not-nya, negatif, not be in the Banten next month. Untuk interrogatifnya, should-nya dibawa ke depan, should he be in Banten next month? Gitu. Nah, ini kita ada exercise buat teman-teman, silakan dijawab. Diani bantu catat ya. Pertama saya dulu. Untuk nomor pertama.